Alright, boys, you already know what it is. Back at it with another review. Judging based off the title, you already know where you're coming in here for. This action figure hurt my wallet to do this review. I am not gonna lie. Going over like I did with my first Maximum Series review with Spider Man not that long ago, I wanted to continue on with this, see where Hasbro's going. Let's get it started. Here we have Hulk outside of his packaging. First impression, this guy is huge. He's enormous. That's what I would prefer out of my Hulk figure. Is I need him to tower over the smaller characters. I'm gonna put him right next to Maximum Series Spider-Man. That is huge. I hope you guys know. I am a huge fan of how Hasbro scaled him. Going over this figure, the decision that they wanted to make with him was pretty interesting with me because they decided to settle for three different head sculpts for Hulk. And not only them being three different head sculpts, but they're from three different artists. As you can see, this head sculpt right here is from Dale. The slick back hair, the white eyes, right? You get to check him out. So get a closer look. See? The white eyes. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but I could see what they were trying to go for with that. The other one is the Mike Jr. one. So see if it zooms in. You get like the big teeth, the evil grand looking one. That's pretty cool. I remember that from like some of the older art styles. It is nostalgic. And he comes with this third one from Ed McGuinness. Look at that one, man. This one might have to be my favorite. Personally, if you are a fan of Hulk, I feel like you're eating, period, right? Like, you like all three art styles, good for you. You got all of them in one. That's awesome. But personally, for me, I would have definitely preferred all three head sculpts being Ed McGuinness, just different facial expressions. That would have been better, at least in my opinion. There was a lot of depictions of Hulk, but I feel like Ed McGuinness was like the one that I really experienced a lot of as a kid. But going over this figure, the biggest thing about him, I would say, is not just his scale, but the fact that he has a rubber chest piece. So if you guys can get a look here, you see? Rubber chest piece. The back is not so squishy, but you can tell it just wraps all the way around. The only soft part is the chest area here. This is the only soft piece. Okay? Going over his articulation, his head can probably go about that high. He can look that low. His arms can go about that high. Oh my gosh, that scared me. That can go about that high, that low. Oh, watch for the rubber. Again, same thing about that high. He can do a full 360. He has an arm swivel. Oh my god, look at his arm. It got destroyed. Now, he has a single joint or just, yeah, just like that. It's not double jointed, so that way you guys can get a better look at this. That's as far up as he can go with the elbow. Now, he comes with his hands like this. That's how far out they can go out. He can go inward about that. His abdomen now. He could go about that far down, that far back. You could do a full 360 here. Now his legs. He could go far up about that much. Double jointed knees. No shin swivel, but he has an ankle pivot and a joint for the toes. See? I mean, like I said in the beginning, dude, this figure hurt me a little bit because I was like, I want to get a cool Hulk figure. I haven't, like I said in my first Marvel Legends review for the Maximum series, I haven't collected Marvel Legends in years. And, kind of just seeing this Hulk out for being the price that he was, it hurt a lot. I get it, he comes with like a few accessories, and he comes with some cool ones. Some where I was like, oh, I wish he could have came with some better ones. But other than that, it's kind of just like, it's very underwhelming in a way. For being Maximum, I would have assumed, with the double jointed legs, why, this is just me being picky, but peg holes? Peg holes on an $80 figure, $70 figure? And we still haven't gone past this? You know, I would have loved double jointed elbows too, just to kind of give this figure overall great articulation. I do love what they did with the big figure and gave him some toe joints here. Sorry, but I appreciate this so much. Like this is a huge upgrade, but like no shin swivel. They could have really went all out with this guy's articulation because I mean, why wouldn't they? Again, I'm not going to poop on this figure completely. I am a huge fan of like how they decide to scale him and whatnot, but I just feel like for the pricing, that's the only thing I'm gonna like talk shit on Hasbro for. Where I'm kind of just like, this could have been way better. This could have been like your best Hulk opportunity because that's how they were trying to like show it off as. I feel like if you look at the Maximum Spider-Man, I already did my review on him, but just check him out. I would kind of give this guy a little bit more credit or show more appreciation because they gave him articulation basically everywhere that you could think of for a Hasbro figure. They could have maybe done more. You guys can point them out later, but like they thought of everything for Spider-Man. And again, like what I was a huge fan of, double jointed knees, but no peg holes. Same with the elbows. Like they could have done that for Hulk. Now the accessories he comes with is this missile. What I do appreciate about this missile is you could take it apart. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I like that. He comes with like this thunderclap effect, which we're gonna do the test right now to see if it can actually stay on. And he comes with like these two swinging effects, which are pretty dope. I do like this. This is one of my favorite accessories that came with Hulk. But let's give this guy the thunderclap test just so you guys can get an idea. So we're gonna remove his arm. We're gonna do that. Put his hands in. Now the hands are pretty easy to take off and take on. That's something right away that you should notice. But let's see. We're gonna do the thunderclap. So the reason why they gave him that rubber chest piece is so that way he can keep his hands closed. Okay. Oh, I can already have a strong feeling this isn't gonna go well. Yeah. Maybe it's a skill issue. Hold on. Maybe if we angle it like that. No, this is gonna be a pain. Yeah, that is way too big. Maybe it's a skill issue on my part, but oh fuck, I had it. Yeah, you get the idea. Fuck that. That's a pain. That sucks. But here we go. Let's say we were gonna go for a punch here. You put this accessory piece on here. Oh, there it is. So now that I finally got it on after 10 years, I like the swinging effect of like, you're swinging the punch. That's awesome. Well, You guys can kind of somewhat hear it in my voice already. Am I happy to have a Hulk figure this size? Yes. Now, am I happy about how they handled it? Not so much. I feel like they could have easily done better for this Hulk. I hope you guys enjoy it. Before I end up ending the video and forgetting to say this, but if you guys don't know where you guys could pick this guy up, I did pre-order this guy at GameStop, so maybe GameStop can pick one up for you guys. Or if you don't know where else to go, make sure you give your shot at Toyco.